Here we go then, Bobby Grant and Brian Woods in the centre circle to get this cup tie underway, and we are underway. And Town sweep the ball out to the far side straight away, and I can see there's been a late change to the Shrewsbury Town starting 11 here tonight. Liam Lawrence starting for Shrewsbury. He's not down on the team sheet, is he? But Liam Lawrence starts for Shrewsbury Town tonight. Wesolowski, yeah. Well, that must have been a very late withdrawal tonight. James Wesolowski, who's such a key cog in there, not playing tonight. And Liam Lawrence, of the former Irish international, is into the 11. That's not ideal, is it, making a late change?
It's a huge blow as well, given the type of player Wesolowski is. He would have been one of those midfielders who would have gotten right into Chelsea faces and stopped them from playing. So it's a bit of a deeper two with Grant and Lawrence in there, nobody in that number 10 role, and they're going to try and work as a unit in there and try and replicate the work rate of Wesolowski.
Aki for Chelsea plays it up to Drogba on halfway, and he picks his pass to the young Dane, Andreas Christensen. The unknown, if you like, in this star-studded Chelsea 11 tonight. Moves it in field to the experienced Nigerian international John Obi Mikel, who plays it out to Philippe Luis, the left-back with the flowing locks. Plays it short to Schürrle. Chelsea indulge in a bit of keep ball. I think there will be long periods of this tonight when Chelsea, all in yellow, their away colours, defending the Provision CCTV stand end in this first half. Just keep the ball and look to take the sting out of it. Chelsea play it back to Cech, all in orange. The experienced Chelsea keeper, he clears long over halfway. Good header won by Goldson for Shrewsbury Town. Philippe Luis goes long towards Drogba. Up above Granderson, but his header goes straight to Conor Goldson for Shrewsbury Town, who drives it over halfway. Good touch from Jean-Louis Akpa-Akro. Can't find Grant, and Chelsea just take the sting out of it once more. Here's Aki with the dreadlocks, and now Oscar, the Brazilian World Cup star. Scored in those World Cup finals, in the opening game, in fact, against Croatia. And Chelsea again just keep the ball. Big Zuma, who turned 20 yesterday, the Frenchman, to Cahill, Curritington centre half. And Chelsea just stroking the ball around effortlessly here. Town trying to get a kick. Philippe Luis to Schürrle, confronted by Grimmer. Schürrle invites Philippe Luis to go forward. Ball comes in and Granderson deals with it, turns it behind, and that will be a corner kick to Chelsea, their first of the night.
Yeah, pattern of the game set, isn't it? Chelsea are going to have much of the ball. Town actually are going to have to rest when they're in possession, I think, because they're going to do an awful lot of running when they're not. One thing you wouldn't want Chelsea to do is score from a set piece. You want them to open up Town and earn their goals.
And Chelsea have a corner, quite a big side. Cahill's in there. Here comes the corner, headed away well towards the far post. Shot comes in and it's scrabbled behind by Akpa-Akro. Ball works its way towards Oscar, and he went for goal, and Akpa-Akro got in the way, and it will be a Chelsea corner again, this time from the far side, in front of the Capital One Southwest stand, which has been constructed especially for this game tonight. Chelsea fans in good voice as well. They've sold their allocation of just over 1,500, and Town just do not want to concede an early goal here. Here comes the corner, swung in right-footed by Schürrle. Granderson gets something on it. Clearance completed by Akpa-Akro, not with any great distancer, but Akpa-Akro again holds off Zuma. Good strength from Akpa-Akro, and here's Woods on the charge to Akpa-Akro, and Town have got a man over him. It's James Collins. Here come the underdogs. Collins on the ball, left-hand side of the box, drills the ball in, and he wins a corner. Town have their first corner of the night. 4 minutes in. It's this sort of night where the fans are almost celebrating a Shrewsbury corner.
They did, and they counter-attack very well, and they're going to have to if they're going to cause Chelsea problems on the break. They've got pace up front with the likes of Akpa-Akro, and Collins runs the channels relatively well too, and he did well to hold the ball up, wait for support and win the corner.
Shrewsbury corner, their first of the night. 4 minutes on the clock. Town 0. Chelsea's All-Stars 0. What can Town produce from this set piece? Lawrence, a late addition to this Shrewsbury Town starting 11, will take it in front of a packed away end. Lawrence delivers, right-footed towards the far post, headed goal, saved by Cech on the line, back heel, cross the face, cut break towards Grant, goes for goal, deflection, and into the corner, and only a fabulous save from Petr Cech there, denying Shrewsbury Town an early lead, a stunning lead.
Well, it was a great save, wasn't it? It was Akpro with the header, Knight Percival with the header, and Czech scooped it back from off his goal line.
Shrewsbury have another corner taken by Grant, headed up in the air by Cahill. Cahill again, Oster completes the clearance. Shrewsbury so close to taking a stunning early lead. Czech with an outstanding save. Demetrio, the Chelsea fan, pumps the ball towards Grant, and it's too high for him, but it goes out on Philippe Luis, the former Atletico Madrid and Deportivo La Coruña left back. And Shrewsbury will have this throw, showing no inferiority complex in these early stages, and nor should they. They're playing well. Here's Grimmer, drills it against Philippe Luis, and Shrewsbury force their first corner. We've only had 5.5 minutes on BBC Shropshire.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do when they get up into the Chelsea final third, is make sure they keep it there and keep the pressure on. It gives their defenders a chance to rest, and of course offers them a chance to cause Chelsea problems defensively, and set pieces will be key for Town in terms of creating chances, because you fear they might not do too many from open play.
Shrewsbury corner from the right hand side, and Bobby Grant will take it for the League Two underdogs, fourth in League Two. Grant delivers towards the near post, cleared by Drogba. Loose ball finds its way towards Lawrence, who will be delighted to be back on the big stage tonight, the former Irish international. Woods looks cross-field, Golson's touch lets him down, and that will be a throw to Chelsea in the right-back position. Pretty sure that was Akpro's header, actually, wasn't it? And a really good save from Petr Cech to prevent Shrewsbury Town from taking the lead. Cech, who's been displaced as first choice at Stamford Bridge, plays a cup games, and that was a world-class save from a world-class goalkeeper to tonight, Jean-Louis Akpro. Here's Golson striding out from the back, long ball forward. Akpro tries to get away from Cahill, and he does. Akpro, ball in, and Cech comes to the near post, and he claims off the toe end of James Collins. What a start though for Shrewsbury Town. Fantastic,
great endeavour, great work rate. They're not coming here just to sit back, Town, and nor should they, because they have got the pace and power up front to get in behind Chelsea in that time. Akpro chasing every lost cause, caused Gary Cahill all sorts of problems, got there before the England central defender, and so close to finding Collins. Cech looking very alert to come off his line and smother that.
Chelsea look long this time. Granderson takes command, heads it away from Drogba, who played here for Galatasaray in that showpiece friendly last summer. Golson, ball out from the back, goes straight to Aki, Dutch under-21 international, of whom big things are expected in Southwest 6. And now Oscar to his fellow countryman Philippe Luis with the Alice band, with those long flowing locks. Cahill inside his own half works it square. Bit of zip on the pitch. It's been raining fairly persistently in Shropshire for the last 3 hours or so, not too heavy. And here's Schürrle, the German World Cup winner. Schürrle goes for goal, should be a comfortable save. It is for Ludweiler. He could have thrown his cap on it had he had the cap on tonight, which he wore to protect his son from the eyes in that second half against Portsmouth here on Saturday.
Yeah, just looking at the Chelsea side, you mentioned they were big, Stuart. Just looking down the spine of it, Zuma, Mikel, Drogba, all three built like wardrobes. They are huge, and Schürrle's fairly sizable too, as is Oscar, Cahill. They are physically mountainous men, these Chelsea players.
And Chelsea have the ball here with Oscar, who runs the ball out. Thanks for your tweet, Steve Woodburn, enjoying our radio coverage. He says it's giving him goosebumps, the atmosphere at Greenhouse Meadow, and it's that sort of night, Steve. It's fantastic to be here on the big occasion. And Shrewsbury giving a good account of themselves early on here. 0-0 against Chelsea, but they would have been in front had it not been for an outstanding save from Petr Cech. Chelsea start from the back with Zuma. Gives it to Christensen, the young Dane, playing right back tonight. And now Zuma again to Cahill, to Philippe Luis. Chelsea keep the ball. Ball forward to Schürrle, who's taken up a little pocket of space. Schürrle turns away from Collins and goes short to Philippe Luis. Chelsea slow it down to walking pace once again. And now Zuma for Chelsea. They just keep the ball inside their own half. Still 0-0 here. 0-0 Telford as well. They're playing Spennymoor tonight in the FA Cup fourth qualifying round replay. That game available, by the way, on DAB and online. Here's Schürrle, shoots him a long way out, and it's powder puff, and it's tame, and that's an easy save for Ludweiler, who throws the ball out to Grimmer, on loan from Fulham. Marauding run from the Scotland under-21 international over halfway, and it will be a Shrewsbury Town throw, which Grimmer will take, with Mickey Mellon right behind him. 0-0. Stuart Dunn and Mark Elliott in this sellout Greenhouse Meadow crowd tonight. Grimmer throws it down the line towards Collins, who chests it off towards Akpa Akpro. Looks for Grant. Zuma clears, a bit nervy. Lawrence tried to ping it left and Chelsea intercept. And now it's with Salah. The Egyptian Messi, I've heard him described. He's got a good goal-scoring record at international level. 19 in 33 games for Egypt. £11 million from Basel, the Swiss club. Chelsea keep the ball again and just slow it down. Jose Mourinho right on the edge of the technical area, in the body warmer, got the tracksuit trousers on as well, hands in pockets. First time Jose's been to Shropshire, I fancy, here tonight at Greenhouse Meadow. Chelsea keep the ball with John Obi Mikel forward to Drogba, whose touch is pretty poor, and Woods nicks it back to Granderson. Town with Goldson forward to Woods, back to Granderson. Really good start. There's a Granderson strike out from the back, went by Drogba as though he was a statue, and plays it out to Demetrio, who charges forward over halfway. 0-0 at Greenhouse Meadow. Demetrio almost found Grant, almost but not quite. Granderson, short ball to Woods, who goes away from Oscar. Woods now to Grant, shooting chance maybe, 20 yards out. Grant goes for goal over the top, always rising. Worth a go though, wasn't it, from the on-loan Blackpool man. Thick check had it covered. Goal kick Chelsea, still 0-0.
Yeah, he really caught that, didn't he, Grant? He got at the Chelsea back four. It opened up in front of him. We were sitting right behind that, and it looked for a split second like it might be heading for the top corner of Peter Cech's goal. In the end, half a yard over it. And Town have probably had the better efforts on goal so far. In fact, not probably, they definitely have.
Well, they've been terrific, haven't they, so far? It's hard to believe that this is the Premier League leaders. I know it's very early on. Chelsea have got so much quality in this side. It's going to be a Herculean task, isn't it, for Shrewsbury Town to contain them. But certainly at the moment, they are playing fantastically well. Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 0 in the fourth round of the League Cup. A place in the quarter-finals up for grabs. Oscar gives it away, intercepted by Collins with his head. Grant helps it on, and that's asking too much of John Louis Akpa Akpro, and through it goes to the goalkeeper. And Cech balls it out this time. Philippe Luis, ball forward towards Schürrle, shrugs off Woods, good incisive ball through and well cleared by Nathaniel Knight-Percival. Thought he was going to struggle to get there with Salah playing right on his shoulder, but he just about dealt with it, and Chelsea will have a throw, and Philippe Luis will take it. Natural successor, if you like, to Ashley Cole in the left back position for Chelsea. Here's Schürrle again, number 14 on the back of his yellow shirt. Loses out to Grimmer though, and Goldson no longer captain tonight. Lawrence is leading the team, having been called into the 11 very late in the day for Wesolowski. Can keep the ball with Woods, who's made an excellent start. Good ball forward to Collins, head down. Grimmer on the overlap. Collins goes the other way, gives it back to Woods, who's made an excellent start. Gets his head up nice and early and picks out Knight-Percival. Town giving Chelsea a taste of their own medicine here by keeping the ball with aplomb just inside their own half.
Yes, what they've got to do when they do get the ball, they have to look after it, frustrate Chelsea a little bit, and give their defenders a chance to rest and you know, obviously try and work some chances of their own as well. But looking after the ball will be crucial. They can't perform a rearguard action all game.
Collins looks for Akpa Akpro, goes head to head with Zuma, and Zuma puts the ball behind. What's he given here? Free kick to Chelsea. Akpa Akpro suddenly putting himself about. He will be absolutely thrilled to be showing a pitch tonight with Didier Drogba. Despite being born in Toulouse, Akpa Akpro has an Ivorian background. I was speaking to him a few weeks ago and he was telling me just what a massive hero of his Didier Drogba is, and what a moment for John Louis Akpa Akpro, lower league journeyman if you like, to be on the same platform as Drogba tonight.
Yeah, Didier Drogba is almost a figure that transcends football, isn't he? UNICEF ambassador, African icon beyond the football pitch, and for somebody like Jean-Louis Akpakro, and any Ivorian actually to come up close and personal with with Drogba is a wonderful thing to do.
Here's Oscar, has support from Christensen, the young Dane. Chelsea keep the ball with Schürrle again. Chelsea playing 4-3-3 tonight. 8 full internationals in their starting 11. 5 more on the bench, by the way, including the likes of Hazard and Matic. Stars aplenty. Here's Drogba, 25 yards from goal, gives it away straight to Granderson. And now Lawrence turns away from Didier Drogba, the Chelsea captain this evening. John Terry also on the bench for the Londoners tonight. Lawrence, short ball to Granderson. 0-0 still here between League 2 Shrewsbury Town and the Premier League leaders Chelsea, who haven't lost anywhere for 6 long months. Grant turns away from John Obi Mikel, a gorgeous ball. What a lovely ball that is from Grant to Demetrio. Ball in, Collins header wide at the near post. But Town are giving Chelsea a game here. Make no mistake about that. 0-0.
Yeah, they are. When they have the opportunity, they are pushing forward quickly and incisively. This is Town again in their Capital One Cup mode, where they've been at their best by far this season, and they're causing all sorts of problems for another top division team. Chelsea will be patient, will probe and will create chances, but Town are really doing well.
Chelsea come forward here down the right. They've got a man over here. Lots of yellow shirts forward. They go for goal, and that's pretty poor from Salah, the Egyptian, who's been on the bench most weeks for Chelsea so far this season. He's found first team chances hard to come by, and that'll be a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town. 0-0 here at the Greenhouse Meadow. Like these temporary stands, by the way, Mark, in the corners. Some of the Town fans have got ponchos on tonight, haven't they, in case it does lash it down. But they look the part, don't they? If only they were here all the time.
Yeah, well, it gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what this place might be like should Town move up the leagues a little bit. If there's a bigger incentive for winning promotion and growing the club, well, I'm yet to see it, because nights like these don't come too often as a League 2 club. But if Town grow as their potential suggests they could, well, wouldn't it be great to see teams like this or slightly smaller coming here a little bit more often?
Philippe Luis, square ball, and Cahill goes long. Cahill, who's a regular fixture in Roy Hodgson's England side these days, and he's one of the stars on parade for Jose Mourinho's Chelsea, paying their first visit to Shropshire for 11 years, when they were 4-0 winners at Gay Meadow in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Zola was terrific that night. Here's Aki in the penalty area, goes for goal and kicks the ground. Good timely challenge from Galton as well, and it goes behind, and that'll be a goal kick to Shrewsbury Town. Jose Mourinho getting a bit of a soaking at the moment in Shropshire. Stood on the edge of the technical area with that distinctive grey hair of his, hands in pockets. It's an absolute privilege, isn't it, to see someone like Mourinho, former Real Madrid and Inter Milan manager, in the technical area at the Greenhouse Meadow tonight. I think
you can use the word legend a bit too freely talking about football, but in terms of coaching and management, this is again a real world legend. Has won championships in 4 different countries, 2 European Cups. I think it's probably justified special one, as he named himself, and gives a wave to the crowd over to our right, the away fans. That's probably about as animated as he's been so far.
Well, it's a special one against a special mon tonight, isn't it? Mickey Mellon, the local brewery, naming a beer in his honour, the Special Mon, and Mickey Mellon loving this, going toe-to-toe with Mourinho, and his team doing him proud so far. It's 0-0 at Greenhouse Meadow in the 4th round of the League Cup, the furthest Town have been in this competition since 1986, when they bowed out in the quarter-finals at Southampton to a penalty. Here's Schürrle for Chelsea, some 25 yards out. Drogba on the right-hand side of the box, goes for the top corner, gets it all wrong, and the ball harmlessly runs behind, and that'll be a goal kick for Shrewsbury Town. I can't quite believe I'm about to say this, but I will. We must have a result here tonight. If the scores are level at the end of 90 minutes, we would go into extra time, and if they were still level, then it would be penalties. Who knows, could it be a late night? But it is half term, lots of youngsters here tonight. I know my 7-year-old son Harry, delighted to be in the Salop Leisure Stand End tonight, and it's great, isn't it, for so many Shropshire youngsters to be seeing world stars on their doorstep, Mark.
Yes, it absolutely is, and for the next generation of Shrewsbury Town supporters. From the club's point of view, you have to look at it and say, well, if this doesn't get a few kids hooked on football and hooked on the greenhouse meadow, then nothing will, and this will do the club the power of good.
Well, Chelsea keep the ball inside their own half. Cahill to Christensen, infield to Mikel, and now Oscar, who we haven't hardly mentioned, the Brazilian World Cup star. Here's another one, Filipe Luis, short ball to Aki, challenged by Collins. Aki goes down, no free kick, says referee Neil Swardbrook. That's late from Aki, but in retribution there maybe. Very late on Bobby Grant, and that's going to be the first yellow card of the night. And Nathan Aki surely can't complain, right under the nose of Jose Mourinho as well, that challenge. Bit of afters there maybe from Aki. He was upset he didn't get a free kick seconds earlier.
Yeah, it was a horrible tackle, that from Ake. Slid in. It is pretty wet tonight, and tackles that players go into off their feet will carry them a little bit further than normal, but I don't think he can blame the elements as an excuse. He went through, Grant, and deserves his yellow card.
Still 0-0 at the Greenhouse Meadow. Live as always on BBC Radio Shropshire. Will be at Dagenham on Saturday. Not quite the fanfare being here tonight, of course, but what an occasion this is for Shrewsbury Town. It will take some getting back down to earth, won't it, after an occasion like this at homespun Victoria Road, Dagenham in the East End on Saturday. But we'll be there, full commentary as always on BBC Shropshire, whether it's Shrewsbury against Chelsea or Shrewsbury against Dagenham.
We'll try and make some friends tonight, get an invite to the King's Road while we're down there.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Chelsea at home to Queen's Park Rangers this weekend. Here's Filipe Luis for Chelsea. 21 minutes played, 0-0. I'm sure lots of people coming here tonight thought it might have been game over already by this stage. That was a fear, wasn't it? But not a bit of it. Shrewsbury have had the best moment when, was it Akpro, was it Knight Percival? Their header was saved by the keeper. Here comes Chelsea. Oscar's offside as he goes shoulder to shoulder with Conor Golson, and this will be a free kick to Shrewsbury Town on the edge of their 18-yard box. Mickey Mellon taking a swig from his bottle of water. Must be pinching himself just how well Shrewsbury have started here, if that's not being disparaging, because he's got every faith in his players, and why shouldn't he, given Shrewsbury's terrific home record? 9 wins and a draw from 10 games here. Yeah,
and this is how they performed all season in this competition, actually, isn't it? You think back to Blackpool, who they could and probably should have dispatched by 3 or 4 clear goals rather than the one that they did. Leicester away, where they created chances. Norwich, who they outplayed. This is a competition Shrewsbury have really made their own so far this season, so why not perform like this against Chelsea as well?
Still 0-0. 22 and a half minutes played. Here's Oscar, such a fantastic player, scored that sensational free kick at Crystal Palace a couple of Saturdays ago in the Premier League. Here he is again, Oscar, and again he dovetails with Filipe Luis, the left back in the bright pink boots, looks for Schürrle. Grandison deals with it, and now Grant takes over, manoeuvres the ball to Collins. Nice give and go, and foul again from Aki. He's got to be careful, hasn't he? He's been booked, and he's been a little bit petulant 1 or 2 other times as well, the young Dutchman.
Yeah, he has. He's a competent midfield player. That's what he does. He gets box to box and tries to dominate the game in that central third of the pitch, but he's been late in a couple of times, and he's got 67 minutes to play on a yellow card, and it might just be a good idea to run at him if you're Bobby Grant or Liam Lawrence. Salah,
ball forward, and again Drogba's offside by a good yard or so as well. The flag goes up nice and early. Press box bursting at the seams here tonight, by the way, at Greenhouse Meadow. Nice to see people like Henry Winter of the Daily Telegraph, such a respected national football writer. Mark Chapman, who fronts Match of the Day 2 on BBC One on Sunday night. He's here as well, and they're all here tonight. I'm sure deep down they wouldn't admit it, they would love to report on a giant killing, wouldn't they?
Phil Brown's a regular here, actually.
He is.
It's the 3rd time this season.
Yeah, the whole manager is here tonight as well, as Golson looks long towards Collins. Chelsea deal with it. Demetrio, 20 yards from goal, short ball to the skipper Lawrence, the ex-Stoke and Sunderland player, rolling back the years by playing against this sort of opposition. Demetrio, ball in, it's shanked, and it goes behind, and that'll be a goal kick to Chelsea. A big hello, by the way, to Jamie Richards, a Shrewsbury supporter, who was hoping to be here tonight, but unfortunately is still a patient on Ward 27 at the Royal Shrewsbury Hospital. We're told that Jamie will be listening, and that comes from Glenda and Kian. Sorry you can't be here tonight, Jamie, obviously. Hope you're much better soon. And back at the Greenhouse Meadow very, very soon. Your team are doing you proud so far. Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 0 on BBC Radio Shropshire in this glamour League Cup fourth round tie. Here's Cahill for Chelsea, striding forward, towering centre half. Short ball towards John Obi Mikel. Closed down by Collins, moves the ball into Drogba. Easily identifiable with those flowing dreadlocks. Now he darts forward, long ball over the top, but it's overhit from Philippe Luis. And through it goes to Schürrle. What a difference this is for Chelsea, isn't it? They were playing in front of 76,000 at Old Trafford 48 hours ago. And here they are playing in a tight little ground like the Greenhouse Meadow. Fans right on top of them. And it's 0-0. Town play it well over halfway to Grant, to Demetrio. Lawrence back to Demetrio again. Good ball forward to Lawrence. Challenge comes in from Christensen. And Chelsea played up towards Aki. Aki looks for Grandison. Great tackle on Drogba again. And a foul given against Grandison for the challenge on Drogba. But unlucky there maybe, Big Jermaine.
Yeah, Mourinho's angry with his side now. When you are a big club coming to a team divisions below you, you have to match the hunger and the desire and the intensity, and Chelsea haven't done that so far, and they are getting a bit frustrated.
It's been asked on Twitter what happened to Wesolowski. We don't know, Daz. He was on the team sheet, and then when the teams came out, there was no sign of him.
You can only assume it's an issue in the warm-up. I'm trying to think
an illness or an injury, yeah, you'd think so.
Wesolowski in the warm-up, and I'm not entirely sure I did.
It's not ideal, is it? But Lawrence has done well so far. Grandison's got to be careful with Schürrle on his shoulder, and Grandison does superbly well again. Great composure forward to Woods. Lawrence midway inside his own half, plays the ball out to Grimmer with the fair hair. Grimmer takes a chance, challenged by Oscar, but Woods on hand to win it back. Here's Woods again. Good composure. And a lovely cross-field switch, intercepted actually by Christensen. But Knight Percival plays it forward. The Swedish crews are here tonight, I can tell. Big Swedish banner at the back of the West Stand opposite. They've come from everywhere to support Shrewsbury tonight. Here's John Louis Akpa-Akro on the left-hand side of the box. Ball forces Demetrio to check, but he gets there now. Demetrio to Lawrence. Forward to Collins. And Akpa-Akro now takes over, confronted by Christensen, left-hand side. Collins in the middle. Here comes the ball towards Collins, gets hold of it. Collins tries to get away from Cahill, and the England man clears. Unconvincingly, only as far as Demetrio. Deep ball in towards the far post. Grant heads it back across the face. Collins crowded out of it. Then Chelsea spring the ball away. Good idea from Grant to try and look for Collins. And Chelsea stretched again at the back. Cech has suddenly had more action in front of him than Luttweiler has at the other end, as Woods gives a foul away for a free kick away for a challenge on Drogba. Chelsea free kick midway inside their own half. It's still 0-0.
Well, accuse us of being slightly one-eyed, but having ridden out the first 10 minutes, I think Town have been the better side for the last 17.
Yep.
I think this is a phenomenal performance so far. Chelsea look lethargic, they look sluggish. They're not playing with the usual power and pace that we see from them, and Town are taking full advantage. They've settled into the game brilliantly, and they're putting pressure on Cech's goal.
And it's 0-0 still here at Greenhouse Meadow. Shrewsbury versus Chelsea tonight in this Glamour Cup tie. And Town will keep the ball here with Woods. Woods goes short to Demetrio, and now Grandison. Ball forward to Lawrence. Great back heel from Liam Lawrence. And now Town come forward with Demetrio. Pushes the ball forward to John Louis Akpa-Akro. And the ball goes out, and that'll be a Chelsea throw on the far side.
Yeah, it's
well, the Town fans in terrific voice here at Greenhouse Meadow. Look at them in the West Stand, they're all out of their seats, clapping above their heads. Chelsea throw. 0-0 still. We played half an hour at Greenhouse Meadow. Hope you can hear us loud and clear tonight. The atmosphere, hope it's coming over to you perfectly, because it's a wonderful occasion to be part of. Here's Bobby Grant on halfway. 10,210 the attendance, including 1,720 who are here tonight in the away end supporting Chelsea. 0-0 0 still. Chelsea come forward on the right-hand side with Oscar to Drogba, who's come pretty deep this time. Hasn't influenced the game too often as yet, the veteran Ivory Coast international, the talisman for his country for so many years. Aki to Cahill, square ball to Zuma, and now Chelsea come forward again over halfway with John Obi Mikel, who's been on the fringes so far. Long ball forward towards Salah, Mohamed Salah, heading towards the corner flag on the right-hand side. He's forced to turn. Chance for Chelsea to whip the ball in, maybe. Christensen goes short again to Mikel. Collins gets a tackle in. Zuma for Chelsea. Back with Christensen. Now Schürrle, the German, who had the pinnacle of helping his country win the World Cup in the summer. Oscar, ball forward to Drogba. Chance for Leutwiler to come, and Leutwiler does come. It's a confident take from the Shrewsbury Town goalkeeper.
Yeah, they're stringing some decent passing moves together, Chelsea, but not with the pace and speed that they need to really break through what is a really solid Shrewsbury Town shape. When they haven't got the ball, they are playing with a back five, as you'd expect, 3 in front of them, and sitting on the edge of the 18-yard box and asking Mourinho's men to break them down. They can't get them turned, and they're not moving the ball quickly.
Here's Akpro, good burst down the left-hand side. He's caught. Is that a corner or a free kick? Corner. Plays the man in charge tonight, Neil Swardbrick, or Seabrick, according to the typo on the official team sheet at Greenhouse Meadow. Shrewsbury corner then, in front of that makeshift TV studio in the far corner of the stadium, and it's Liam Lawrence to take it. Goldson, Knight Percival, Grandison all in there. Here comes a corner towards the near post. 2 Chelsea men go for the same ball. Appeals for handball. Nothing given. And Drogba leads the counter-attack. Good outboard as well to Salah. This is dangerous. Salah, look at the pace. He's running away from Woods into the penalty area. Salah's forced to check now. They've got a man over. It's Schürrle. Should have gone for goal. Tried to pass it. And it's awful from Schürrle. And Town clear. That was dangerous from Chelsea. Tackle comes in from Grant. Loses it to Oscar. And now Drogba 20 yards from goal. Mourinho feels that should have been a free kick for the challenge on Oscar. Nothing given. Chelsea keep the ball with Philippe Luis on the left-hand side. Ball forward to Oscar once again, confronted by Wood. Still 0-0 here in this League Cup fourth round tie. 13 minutes away from the interval. Schürrle again to Philippe Luis, and well won by Grimmer. The right wing back, good square ball as well to Lawrence. Counter-attacks on now. Demetrio over halfway to Lawrence. Ball gets stuck between his feet. Sorts it out now. Spreads the ball deliciously to the near side, and Grimmer. Grant on the overlap. Akpro in the middle. Ball swung in, blocked off by Aki. Town can keep the pressure on. Good reverse ball from Grant to Collins on the right hand side of the box. Back to Grimmer. Chance to whip the ball in first time maybe. Takes a touch. Ball comes in poorly. Doesn't clear the first man, and John Obi Mikel brings the ball away for Chelsea. Here's Mikel once more. Been a permanent fixture at Stamford Bridge now for a long time, John Obi Mikel. Oscar gets the ball over to the far side, and Salah, edge of the box, cuts inside. Still Salah. Oscar might go for goal, high and wide. And the Town fans love that, a Brazilian World Cup star missing by that much.
Yeah, it was a poor effort. But a moment to go. Best chance of the game for Andre Schürrle. It was the first time Chelsea got in behind the Town back three. And it was put on a plate for Schürrle to try and nod it past Leutwiler in the Shrewsbury goal, and he went back across the face of the net to nobody. It was an extraordinary piece of decision making from Schürrle, and for the first time Town get away with one, because they've been on top for most of the last 20 minutes or so, and Chelsea perhaps a little bit rattled.
Here's Woods, takes the ball down on the chest. He's got options in front of him. He uses Bobby Grant. Grant has a go at Philippe Luis, who deals with it, and Town win it back again with Woods. Short forward to Grant, the lively Liverpudlian. He's on loan from Blackpool, who he hasn't had a kick all season. Goldson on halfway, challenged by Schürrle, who falls over. Good strength and awareness from Goldson, and he picks his pass neatly. Still 0-0 here on BBC Shropshire. This big cup tie atmosphere, and Shrewsbury responding accordingly. Great ball from Lawrence to Grimmer. Grant in front of him. Grimmer to Collins. Grimmer continues his run forward. Collins looks for him, asking a lot of Grimmer, and just too much in fact in the end. And the ball goes behind, and Petr Cech, who made that fabulous early save to deny that header, in the first 4 or 5 minutes, comes out and claims Cech with that recognisable black protective hat he has to wear as a result of that collision with Stephen Hunt in a Reading Chelsea game a few years ago. But he's the sort of keeper, Cech, that would walk into just about any other leading club team in the world, isn't he? But he's been displaced by Courtois.
Well,
this
they've
season.
got 2 of probably the top 5 goalkeepers in the world, haven't they? You'd put him up there with the likes of Manuel Neuer and Buffon and players like that. It's an embarrassment of riches for the team owned by a Russian billionaire.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's here tonight, Mr. Abramovich, the wealthy Chelsea owner. Look, what an occasion this is proving to be. It always promised to be, but Town giving it a right good go. They're terrific so far. 0-0, 10 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Salah, 30 yards from goal. Moves the ball to John Obi Mikel, takes a touch. Challenge comes in from Grant, and now Collins can come away with him. Mikel all over him. Collins does well. Good strength from the centre forward. Lawrence telegraphed his intentions, gives it straight to Ake. Ball forward to Salah. Salah, 20 yards from goal, looks for the give and go with Drogba. Salah still, Schürrle in the middle. Still the ball with Salah. Ball comes in, headed away by Granderson. Only as far as Christensen, who takes a touch. Gives it to Salah once more. Town backing off here. Salah might think about the shot. Goes for goal, it's high and wide. And the ball ends up in the first couple of rows of the Salah Pleasure End stand once again. Still, Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 0. Who would have thought it as we move towards half-time?
And who would have thought that bar a couple of poor early efforts from Andre Schürrle, Jason Luttweiler wouldn't have had a save to make, and I don't think he has, off the top of my head. A couple of efforts from 25 yards from the German, and nothing else.
And Mickey Mellon having a word here with Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson must be pinching himself. He was the man in charge, wasn't he, for the final 3 or 4 months of that horrible season as Town nosedived towards relegation from League One. Mickey Mellon came in, he was keen to work with him, and now Mike Jackson part of a vibrant occasion like this. No goals elsewhere, by the way, in the other 4th round ties being played in the Capital One Cup tonight. Also 0-0 at Telford. Telford 0, Spennymoor 0. The prize for the winners, a first round trip to Harrow, Borough or Basingstoke, which isn't particularly alluring, is he? Well, a chance to progress, isn't it, for Telford if they do get through, that's for sure. Town look long, good flick from Lawrence, and now Demetrio. Lawrence once more, 30 yards from goal. Looks to get Demetrio involved again. Sliding challenge comes in from Christensen. And Shrewsbury will have a throw, some 15 yards or so from the corner flag as they play towards the away fans at the Provision CCTV stand end. It's going to be a long throw here, I think, from Demetrio, winding himself up to deliver the ball into the heart of the Chelsea penalty area. Collins a target perhaps at the near post for a flick on. Collins now peels off. Here comes a throw from Demetrio. Granderson can't get a flick on, headed away by Drogba, who we've seen more of in his own penalty area than we have in the opposition one at the moment. Goldson, 10 yards inside the Chelsea half, long diagonal ball up towards Akro. Good skills, and he hammers over. The flag was up in any case for a foul from John-Louis Akro, but it's still 0-0. I remember that cup game 11 years ago, by the way, Mark, at Gay Meadow. Town held out for 40 minutes that night, and then Zola scored just before half-time, and Chelsea won 4-0 that night. But I must say, that night, Town had a goalkeeper called Ian Dunbavin who made save after save from Zola and Lampard and Gudjonsson. Tonight, it's been a total difference, hasn't it? Luttweiler hasn't had a save to make, which I cannot believe.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, really? And nobody in this Chelsea side is threatening to show the sort of magical football that Zola could almost turn on at will. They're huffing and puffing a bit at the moment, Chelsea. They're starting to get more of the ball at the moment, as you'd expect. They will have periods of dominance, but they haven't created too many chances.
And it's still 0-0 here. Good interception from Nathaniel Knight-Percival on the edge of his own box. Granderson, ball forward, gives it away. Chelsea played in towards Drogba. Great header for Granderson. Boot was high from the Chelsea captain. And the referee Swarbrick agrees, and that will be a free kick to Shrewsbury Town. I had a word with Mark Chapman, by the way, the Match of the Day 2 presenter before the game, and I told him just about Ryan Wood. Just keep an eye on this boy, something special. And I've just seen that Mark Chapman has tweeted that he was told to keep an eye on Wood, that he was a talent, and he concurs with that.
Again, he's looked very much at home in this company, Ryan Woods, and that's probably as big a compliment as you can give, given the opposition in midfield includes Oscar and John Obi Mikel, both with caps aplenty for decent international sides. Woods is tidy, isn't he? You know what you're going to get now. He's completely unflappable.
Yeah, very much so. Here's Bobby Grant winning the ball, but Schürrle nicks it back for Chelsea. Floats the ball over towards Salah, and Town deal with it once more. Look at this tweet I've just seen, by the way. Schürrle, who ran riot against Brazil and Argentina in the World Cup, is struggling against Shrewsbury tonight. Baffling. Just about sums it up, doesn't it? Incredible.
Yeah, it certainly does. Again, this is the man who laid on the ball for Mario Götze as Jose Mourinho hands the ball to Jack Grimmer in one of the odder exchanges of tonight, and gave Götze the chance to put Germany ahead and win the World Cup. And it's a long way from Rio de Janeiro tonight in the wet and wind at Shrewsbury, where he is struggling.
Shrewsbury terrific. Still 0-0, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Here is Schürrle, who's been in and out of the Chelsea team this season. Finds Ake, who's been booked for that challenge on Grimmer earlier tonight. John Obi Mikel knocks it wide to Christensen, and now Salah. Salah cuts inside, opening up for him. Salah goes for goal and slices it. That's embarrassing. He slices it, and it goes out for a throw. And misremember, a player with an £11 million price tag and 19 goals in 33 internationals for Egypt.
Yeah, a player that Chelsea beat stiff competition for his signature. Liverpool were interested in the Egyptian, and towards the end of last season he contributed to Chelsea's run in after his January move. Again, in and out of the side since, very much one of the backup squad players for Jose Mourinho's side, and he won't have done anything in the last 30 seconds to prove to Mourinho that he's been wrong. BBC Radio Shropshire, Stuart Dunn and Mark Elliott loving the big match atmosphere at the Greenhouse Meadow tonight. It's still Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 0. Here's Christensen, the Dane, just shy of halfway, right-hand side. Goes back into his own half, and Zuma, £12 million he cost Chelsea when they signed him from Saint Etienne. Indeed, Didier Deschamps, the former Chelsea captain, French national manager, thinks Zuma is a potential future captain of the French national team. So in a few years' time, future World Cup finals, you could be watching this boy Zuma and remembering the night he came to Greenhouse Meadow. And it's 0-0, 3 minutes to go in this first half. Ake with the flowing dreadlock, short ball to Oscar. The impish Brazilian cuts inside Grant, opening up for him. Oscar kicks the ground, goes through to Drogba. Drogba scores, but it's offside. Flag was up nice and early. Drogba fires past Luttweiler, but the flag was up before he did bring back the right boot. Not that Luttweiler would have known. Still 0-0. Panic over. It's Lawrence picks his pass to this near side, and Grimmer. Ball forward to Grant. The two low knees look to combine. Ake gets there ahead of Grimmer. Cahill challenged by Akpa Akro. And Cahill got a bit of Akpa Akro there. Says the linesman on this near side, flagging furiously. And Shrewsbury will have this free kick. I don't think Jose Mourinho will be particularly enamoured though with the way his team performed here against the League Two underdogs in this first half. No, I don't think he will. Again, as I said earlier, first of all, as a big club, you've got to match the desire, the hunger and the intensity of your opposition, and Shrewsbury have shown more. They've worked harder. Tag free kick taken by Grant, helped on by Knight Percival, high into the night sky. Grandison gets a touch, could break towards Akpa Akro. Now Knight Percival thinks about the shot, thinks the ball, it should be Petr Cech's, and it is. Confident goalkeeping. It's an easy take this time for the veteran Czech Republic number 1, who rolls the ball out to Philippe Luiz. Plays it to Mikel, the Brazilian left back, gets it back again. Pretty strong Chelsea side. The only men who aren't here tonight with the squad, having counted them in off the team bus as I did, it's Craig Carpickel's Schürrle's in here on the right hand side. Great block from Grandison, and that will be a Chelsea corner in the final minute of this first half. But the only notable absentees here tonight, Diego Costa, who's injured, Courtois, the goalkeeper, and Cesc Fabregas. He's not here tonight, neither is Remy because of injury. But apart from that, they're all here. Lots of strength and depth on the bench. Here comes a corner for Chelsea, taken by Schürrle. Cahill is up there. Well cleared by Grandison. Chelsea keep the pressure on. Schürrle, awful ball in. Easily cleared again by Lawrence. Chelsea's quality has been pretty poor in the final third, Mark. Yeah, it has. I don't think you can get away from the fact that, as well as not quite having match times work rate, they haven't shown their Champions League, top of the Premier League class at the moment. You have to sense and assume that there will be a moment when somebody in a Chelsea shirt will do something special. They've got too much talent in the side not to, but at the moment Jose Mourinho will be really unhappy with the performance they've put in.
Oscar for Chelsea, midway inside his own half, to Aki. 1 minute of added on time to be played at the end of this first half. Town almost there, holding Chelsea. Well, doing more than holding Chelsea, they're giving them a right good game, aren't they? They've had the best chance. Philippe Luis forward to Drogba, who enjoys no change out of Goldson once again, and clearance completed here by Granderson, who's been imperious at the back tonight. Collins working hard, wins Town a throw off Oscar. In fact, it goes the other way as we move into this additional minute of time to be added on at the end of this first half. Cahill for Chelsea, square ball to Zuma, who's an absolute man mountain at the heart of the Chelsea defence. John Terry among the Chelsea subs, by the way, tonight, alongside the likes of Eden Hazard and Nemanja Matic, the Serb, who's been terrific for them this season as well. Chelsea go for the incisive ball into the box, and it's over hit. It's easily gathered again by Jason Ludweiler, who in his wildest dreams could never have expected to go 45 minutes against Chelsea and have a save to make. But there you are, what an ovation at half-time. Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 0, who would have thought it? Have been a revelation in this first half. It's 0-0, second half underway. Oscar gives it short to Christensen, and now it's with John Obi Mikel. Christensen again just moves over halfway. No changes made by Mickey Mellon nor Jose Mourinho at the interval. Chelsea go back into their own half, and just like they started this game, very pedestrian paced. The build-up very slow as they look to move up through the gears. It's 0-0 at the Greenhouse Meadow tonight. And this absorbing League Cup fourth round tie. People all around the stadium just taking their seats. There have been specially built marquees in the car park to ensure more people can sample hospitality here tonight. And Chelsea come forward now with Oscar, who's forced to turn. Oscar, the Brazilian. Still no confirmation from Shrewsbury Town, by the way, for the reason that James Wesolowski was a late withdrawal from the starting 11. He was down on the team sheet, but Lawrence has started instead. Chelsea deliver the ball into the box, headed away well, and Chelsea start again with John Obi Mikel. A couple of the Chelsea subs are warming up. Willian, the Brazilian international, and Matic, the Serb. Schürrle has space on this outside. Christensen, Schürrle again, might think about the shot, and those bright pink boots. Gives to Christensen once more. Ball comes in towards the far post, and Grimmer takes a touch. And Grant, they get in each other's way almost. Woods tries to win it back. Aki has a man over. Shot comes in, it's wide. Put away wide, in fact. It's taken a deflection en route, which is perhaps why it was so wide. And it will be a corner to Chelsea in front of their travelling army of 1,720 supporters. 10,210 the attendance at Greenhouse Meadow tonight. First time kind of had a five-figure crowd here supporting them, thanks to the two temporary stands. Chelsea corner taken by Schürrle. Header comes in, well blocked, and Demetrio can clear. Challenged by Zuma, who does enough to keep the pressure on. Oscar looking to twist and turn on the left hand side with John Louis Akpa Akpro in close attendance. Gives it to Philippe Luis. Philippe Luis once again. Deep ball comes in, it's woeful from the Brazilian, who cost just under £16 million in the summer from Atletico Madrid. And it will be a goal kick. Did he play in the Champions League final, actually?
Yeah, he did. He was a regular for that Atletico Madrid side that got to the final and won La Liga, of course, doing what many thought was impossible, pipping the two giants, Barcelona and Real Madrid, to the title under Diego Simeone, but not having it all his own way here. And there are so many players in that Chelsea team who will be getting frustrated because, and quite rightly, they will expect to have it easier against Shrewsbury, and they're not.
Schürrle, ball forward to Salah, could break for Drogba. Drogba scores! hammers it low to Ludweiler's right, and it's the first shot that Chelsea have really had all night, and it's gone in, and it's Didier Drogba, the Chelsea legend, plants a shot left-footed into the bottom corner in front of the away end. It's Shrewsbury 0, the Premier League leaders Chelsea 1.
And there is the first bit of real top-flight quality from the champions-elect of England. One-touch football worked Drogba in. Really slick passing move to slice Town apart. He didn't have much room in behind, but timed his run to perfection. And when the ball ran through to him, well, Didier Drogba, 100-odd Premier League games, Chelsea's 4th all-time top goal scorer. You don't expect him to miss from there. Leutwiler had no chance, and Drogba, the legend, opens the scoring. Less than Town deserve, but the first bit of real quality from Mourinho's men.
Well, Shrewsbury have it all to do. Only the 4th goal they've conceded at Greenhouse Meadow so far this season, and it's Didier Drogba. It's a really incisive, slick move, wasn't it? Cool finish as well. Scored at Old Trafford on Sunday. Scores at Greenhouse Meadow on Tuesday. This Town knock it into the box, and it's too close to Cech this time. And Cech comes out and drop kicks over halfway towards Schürrle. Ball finds touch, actually, and it will be a goal kick. If you're just joining us, by the way, on BBC Shropshire, this is a team tonight selected by Mickey Mellon. Ludweiler in goal, Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 1. Back three, Goldson, Granderson and Knight Percival. In midfield, Grimmer, Woods, Grant, Lawrence and Demetrio. In up front, Collins and Akpra. Chelsea with Cech in goal. At the back, Christensen, Zuma, Cahill and Luis. In midfield, Mikel, Ake and Oscar. And then up front, Drogba, flanked by Salah and Schürrle. Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 1. Drogba, who didn't score here when he played for Galatasaray last summer in a friendly, but he does tonight. Rain getting a bit heavier. Here's Salah to Schürrle, goes for goal from a long way out, just over the top. Good save, actually. I think Ludweiler got a hand on that. Fantastic save. Schürrle, like an arrow from distance, and a wonderful save from Town Swiss keeper. It's a Chelsea corner. They're looking to turn it on here and put the game to bed. Well,
whatever Mourinho said at half-time seems to have worked. What a strike from Andre Schürrle, all of 30 yards out. He hit it through with his laces, and it was flying towards the top corner. Good save, Leutwiler.
Chelsea corner taken by Schürrle. Good corner as well. Misses Cahill. Cut drag towards the back post. Ball whipped in awkwardly, headed away by Demetrio, not convincingly, and hammered away by Grimmer in the end for Shrewsbury Town. Town 0, Chelsea 1 here in the League Cup 4th round. Didier Drogba has got the goal. Shrewsbury just haven't been able to play with the same sort of intensity at the start of the second half, which is easier said than done, of course, against a star-studded team like Chelsea. Christensen, ball in field to Zuma. And Zuma picks his pass, and here's Philippe Luis down the left-hand side. Oscar, £35 million signing. Used to play in his homeland for Sao Paulo. He's a quality player. Oscar wore the coveted number 10 shirt for Brazil a few times as well. And Chelsea just looking to take the sting out of it here and try and kill the game with a second goal, I'm sure, as quickly as they possibly can. Mourinho, I'm sure, had much to say to his players at half-time, having been made to look pretty average in the first half by fired-up underdog Shrewsbury Town. Chelsea keep the ball just around the centre circle. Schürrle back to Zuma, out to Christensen, wearing number 31 tonight. Still he has it, playing in the position vacated by Ivanovic, who's suspended after his red card at Old Trafford. Christensen now gives it away to Grant. Lawrence just inside his own half. Short ball to Goldson. Town have been behind in a couple of the recent home games here, and they've come back to win, haven't they, against Cheltenham and Portsmouth. But with all due respect, Chelsea are a slightly better team, or a lot better team. Here's Woods, who's enhanced his reputation again. Great turn away from Schürrle again. Woods, fantastic. Gives it to Grimmer. Town 1 down, coming forward now with Grimmer. Grimmer back to Woods. Lawrence wants the ball and he gets it. Some 30 yards from goal. Challenge comes in from Salah, who knocks it towards Demetrio. Demetrio looks to cut inside Salah, who wins it and gives it short to Christensen, and Chelsea play their way out of danger very well now. And now Obi Mikel back to Zuba. Fulham 2, Derby 1. in the League Cup. Chris Martin for the penalty spot for Derby, getting one back as Woods wins it against Salah again. I'm sure there's football managers watching this game closely tonight, and they'll be looking at Woods, and they cannot fail to be impressed about how he's acquitting himself against world stars here.
No, he's 20 years old. He's got over 50 Football League games under his belt, and he looks absolutely comfortable in this company. What a wonderful night for Woods as well.
Bournemouth 1, West Brom 0, Union O'Kane in the League Cup. Shrewsbury throw as they look to get back on level terms. It would be Mickey Demetrio in front of the Salah Leisure stand end to take it. Shrewsbury looking to pull something special out of the bag. A young ball boy gives a towel to Mickey Demetrio to clean the ball, so he can try and throw the ball a little bit further here. Akro and Collins at the near post. Granderson's in there as well. Collins now spins towards the far post. Here comes a throw, headed away by Drogba, only as far as Lawrence. Lawrence will give it back to Demetrio here, who's confronted by Drogba. Lawrence again to Woods, some 40 yards from the Chelsea goal. Woods challenged by Oscar, foul by Oscar. The Shrewsbury have a free kick, and Lawrence will take it. Mickey Menen just telling his team just to calm things down here and not be in too much of a hurry to take it. And Shrewsbury have this free kick. Lawrence took the free kick, which Collins headed in to knock out Norwich City in the last round of this competition. Town fans making a terrific noise here as they stay right behind their team. Lawrence to take this. Chelsea playing a fairly high line. Demetrio just steps over the ball. Here comes the ball now from Lawrence, right-footed, the captain into the heart of the Chelsea penalty area. Granderson gets something on it, cut straight to Akro, deflection wide! How close, Akro hit it! I think it hit Collins and it could easily have gone in the corner. Cech stood there. What he could do was look and hope that he gets lucky, a whisker away from an equaliser.
So unlucky. As soon as that was hit and deflected, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. And it could only have been 4 or 5 inches past Cech's left hand upright. It would have been a fortunate goal, but then on the flip side, so unlucky that didn't nestle in the back of the net.
They're still in it. The longer it stays 1-0, Shrewsbury have a chance, don't they? Drogba with the 48th minute goal for the Premier League leaders. Here's Lawrence in the centre circle. Uses Demetrio. Town having a good spell here. Demetrio whips the ball in. Zuma, an ox of a man, heads it clear. Lawrence snapping away at the ankles of Oscar, like a matador Oscar, shielding the ball, but then he loses it to Collins. Lawrence to Woods. Woods holds off Drogba. Collins on the half turn. Collins goes for goal, good hit! And it's just wide. Cech had that one covered, but not a bad effort from James Collins on the turn there. 20 yards, kept low, and not too far wide of Cech's right hand post.
And all of a sudden Town are turning it on. Great turn and snapshot from Collins, and for a moment Petr Cech was worried in the Chelsea goal. He went scrambling over to his right and threw 2 hands at it. In the end was thankful that it was drifting past his post.
Well, Town showing they're not going to give this one up lightly. They've had a wonderful run so far. That Drogba goal, the first goal they've conceded in the League Cup this season. 1-0 wins against Blackpool, Leicester of the Premier League, and Norwich City. Now the boot on the other foot. It's 1-0 to Chelsea on BBC Radio Shropshire 96 FM. Collins looking sharp though, which is good to see. Jordan Clark warming up. Scott Vernon as well, and Andy Mangan. Strength in depth, lots of attacking options for Mickey Menen. Chelsea stab the ball forward towards Salah, running against Goldson, and Goldson turns it into touch, and it will be a Chelsea throw near the corner flag as they come forward and play towards 1,720 travelling supporters. Chelsea take the throw short. Oscar gives it to Schürrle. Schürrle to Mikel. Back it goes to Schürrle, right hand side, 25 yards from goal. Oscar back with Christensen. Telford still 0-0 by the way in the FA Cup against Spennymoor. Zuma, short ball to Cahill, the England centre half. Chelsea keeping the ball, just looking to let the ball do the work. John Obi Mikel, short ball to Drogba. Now John Obi Mikel elevates the ball out to the far side. Drogba, the goal scorer. Ball comes in from the left hand side. It's a very deep one, kept in by Oscar. Running into the box now, low ball in, cleared to the near post by Nye Percival, and Lawrence completes the clearance for Shrewsbury Town, only as far as Mikel. Mikel once more to Ake, who was booked in the first half. Oscar, 25 yards from goal. Collins wins it. Lawrence to Demetrio. Lawrence again. Challenge comes in from Oscar. Ref says play on. Ake might think about the shot. Short ball to Drogba. 20 yards from goal. Drogba hits it. Good save. Hit it well, Drogba. And Ludweiler got both hands behind the ball. Took no chances. Punches it behind Chelsea corner.
What a strike from Didier Drogba. You won't see two better strikes in League Two at all this season at the Greenhouse Meadow than the two, I know, albeit against higher opposition tonight from Schürrle and Drogba. That was smashed goalwards on a flat trajectory. Good save again.
Here comes a corner towards the far post. They're headed away well by Jean-Louis Akpro. And Woods with a good challenge, and the ball squirts into touch. And it will be a throw to Shrewsbury Town in the right back position. Grimmer will take it. Still raining, not overly heavy, so it's not too uncomfortable for those Town fans in the open temporary stands, the Capital One, South West and South East stands, which have allowed the capacity to be more than 10,000 for the first time tonight. Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 1, nearly an hour played. Town still in this one. Their heads haven't gone down since Drogba scored, which is so important. Grandison for the Town, 20 yards from his own goal. Short ball to Goldson. Got Grimmer outside of him. Woods, short ball to Grimmer again, and here's Woods, the playmaker. Ball forward to Grant, lets the ball cleverly run to Lawrence. Look at the space for Demetrio on the overlap. He gets it as well. Lots of blue and amber shirts in the middle. Demetrio, ball in towards Grant. Ball won't come down for him, and Ake clears for Chelsea. Thought that was going to fall for Bobby Grant. Chelsea won up in the Telford won up in the FA Cup. Mike Grogan in that replay against Spennymoor. Oscar for Chelsea, 30 yards from goal. Short ball to Drogba. Drogba loses it to Collins. Good strength from Collins, the former Hibernian centre forward, back at the Meadow for a second spell. Demetrio closed down by Drogba. Good strength there from the Ivorian. He falls over as he plays the ball back into his own half. He's a showman, isn't he, Drogba? Always plays the game with a smile on his face. He's a legend of the game, playing at the Greenhouse Meadow and scoring at the Greenhouse Meadow tonight. Town 0, Chelsea 1. Ball bouncing towards Collins on halfway. Loses out to Christensen, who goes all the way back to Czech. Mike Jackson, the Town number 2, just urging Town to press, keep the pressure on and allow Chelsea to not build from the back. Demetrio, first season as a Football League regular, snapped up from Kidderminster of the conference in the summer. Drills it against Drogba. He must have dreamt of being involved in an occasion like this, especially as a lifelong Chelsea fan. Takes the throw to Lawrence, back to Demetrio. Ball forward towards Akpro, and the ball runs away, and that will be a goal kick. Just wonder whether Mickey Mellor's getting to the stage where he considers maybe throwing on an Andy Mangan or a Jordan Clark here, Mark.
Yeah, possibly. Just looking at the Town substitutes list, there are the likes of Mangan or Clark, Vernon as well, who got his only Shrewsbury goal in this competition, of course, earlier in the season, who may be able to do something. I think, to be honest, substitutions will be almost certainly dictated by who starts to feel the pace quicker, and you look at Grant, who hasn't completed 90 minutes in well over 10 months.
Here's Akpro into the penalty area, left hand side up against Zuma. Zuma gets the block in. Shrewsbury corner though at the Salah Leisure stand end. 1-0 Chelsea, but Town giving it a right good go, fighting for their League Cup lives here. Lawrence is going to take this corner. Grandison, Goldson coming forward. Knight Percival as well. Akpro and Collins obvious targets as well. For Liam Lawrence, the former Ireland international. Corners deep towards Grandison. Heads it down. Could break for Collins, and Czech comes and claims. Right off Collins' head, in fact.
Yeah, decent knockdown. Well, almost from Grandison, but couldn't quite find Collins. Just to finish that thought from a moment ago, I think substitutions might be dictated to Mickey Mellor by who can't cope with the pace, and there'll be absolutely no disgrace in that, because Town are working their socks off and have been from the first minute to now the 62nd.
Town fans terrific tonight. I haven't heard the Greenhouse Meadow as loud as this. Lots and lots of proud Salopians here tonight. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. Fulham 2, Derby 2. Johnny Russell for the Rams. They were 2-0 down in that League Cup tie. John Obi Mikel forward to Schürrle. Here's Schürrle again to Mikel. Chelsea just passing the ball with a certain amount of assurance. And now the ball knocked into the box by Drogba towards Schürrle. Header well won by Granderson. Here's Salah, the Egyptian, looks for Schürrle. League of Nations, this Chelsea side tonight. Here's Salah again, shielding the ball, gives it to Schürrle. 1-0 Chelsea. 63 minutes played at the Greenhouse Meadow. Time's still very much in this time, Mark.
Yeah, they certainly are. I think before the game, if you'd have offered most Town fans to still be in with a real chance on the hour, they'd have taken it, and they absolutely are. They've created enough chances to indicate that a goal isn't beyond them tonight, and the longer it stays 1-0, the perhaps Chelsea won't have killed the game off. They'll be a little bit more circumspect, and Town might be able to throw a few men forward.
Schürrle infield to Salah. Now Mikel to Oscar. Number 8 on the back of his shirt. Here's Oscar going up through the gears. Good skills, good trickery. Gives it to Drogba. Oscar again. He's got a man over here. Here's Oscar, gets the ball back. This is dangerous. Ball comes into the middle and well mopped up by Knight Percival. Good out ball as well to Grant. He could be the player to make way, maybe. Just wonder how much steam he's got left in his tank. Jordan Clark, the obvious man to come on for him, isn't he? Chelsea have Philippe Luis forward here on the left-hand side. Ball comes in and hammered over his own bar by Granderson. Chelsea corner. 64 minutes on the clock.
You know, Chelsea have had one moment where they've shown real quality, something that no League Two side will do to Town this season, in that really neat bit of play around the Shrewsbury box to fashion that goal-scoring chance, and in the end goal for Drogba. Beyond that, Town have looked so good against such a really good side. Whatever happens tonight, they've done themselves so proud.
Jordan Clark is about to come on for Shrewsbury, you would think, for Bobby Grant, the Blackpool loanee. Chelsea corner. Town have to stay in the game here. Here comes a corner. It's an awkward one. Headed away well by Young Woods, who's been fantastic tonight. And I don't use that word lightly. Chelsea go all the way back to Cech in that trademark all-orange kit, which he's worn for forever, it would seem. It seems like that, doesn't it? Petr Cech. Such a stalwart at Chelsea for so many years.
Do you know why he plays in orange?
No, I don't.
Apparently, it's because orange draws the eyes towards it, unlike any other colour. So in one-on-one situations, you're more likely to shoot into the goalkeeper, apparently.
Educational comments from Mark Elliott, guaranteed, alongside myself.
It's the first time my comments have ever been called educational.
BBC Shropshire. Clark waiting to come on for the final 25 minutes. Philippe Luis moves it in field to Mikel. Philippe Luis again. Still 1-0 Chelsea here. Midway point of the second half. Didier Drogba with the goal on 48 minutes after a slick move from the Londoners involving Schürrle and Salah as well. And it's 1-0. Grant, who's surely going to be the player to go off, lifts it forward to Collins, chests it down. Collins was coming back from an offside position though, and it will be a Chelsea free kick. Here comes a change as expected. Bobby Grant making way, and on comes Jordan Clark, who came off the bench a week ago to score against Bury. Is it asking too much for Lightning to strike twice, this time against Chelsea?
Yeah, it's a predictable substitution. It's not because Grant hasn't played well, he has in midfield, but still returning from a long spell on the sidelines with knee injuries. He hasn't played 90 minutes for Town yet, and in this sort of intense performance, it was always asking a lot for him to do it tonight. So Clark will come on, add fresh legs into midfield, and he's got ability, he could make a difference.
Here's Oscar in the centre circle, picks his pass over to the far side. Chelsea keep the ball. Ake gives it away this time, and in fact good blocking from Shrewsbury on the far side. Jose Mourinho loves a body warmer, doesn't he? He's almost brought navy blue body warmers back into the height of fashion, hasn't he, the way he carries it off. Got the tracksuit on as well tonight, the Portuguese. Such a fantastic manager. He's here tonight, his team 1-0 up against Shrewsbury Town, who are continuing to give it everything as they charge forward down the right hand side, but Chelsea deal with it. Ake, long ball forward towards Drogba, well dealt with by Knight. Percival backpedaling. Lawrence asking a lot of Demetrio to keep it in, he can't quite. There's a new row of advertising hoardings that have been brought in tonight to be right close to the pitch, and this time Demetrio almost ran into one of those. So Clark's on, kind of made their first change of the night. Chelsea keep the ball here with Zuma short to Christensen. Chelsea just keeping it. They will want a second goal then. Mourinho will want the safety net of a second goal. It's a bit too close for comfort, isn't it, for him? 69 minutes on the clock. Sure, lots and lots of people coming here tonight expected Chelsea to be well out of sight by this stage of proceedings. Here's Christensen. Comes forward from halfway. He's a gangly youngster, the young Dane. To Ake, who was booked in the first half. Clips the ball forward. Cleared by Granderson. Up towards Collins, who knocks over Ake. Collins is going for the ball. I think Ake caught a little bit of a blow on the nose there from James Collins, and it'll be a Chelsea free kick right on halfway. Shrewsbury 0, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, Mourinho turned and gave the fourth official a bit of a mouthful, who's now having to go over and get told off by Mickey Mellon. So he's getting it from both sides at the moment, but such a competitive game, and what Shrewsbury have done really well in this League Cup run is play with such tenacity and pace, and they do it in the league intermittently, but if they play like this in League Two on a week in, week out basis, I can't see anybody else winning the league. They've been that good. Yeah, they've been terrific tonight, haven't they? Really have covered themselves in glory whatever happens in the final 20 minutes. If Mourinho wants to really go for it, he can put on people like Hazard and Matic, Willian maybe, the Brazilian. Lots and lots of strength and depth in this star-studded Chelsea squad. Try and keep the ball now on the edge of their 18-yard box. Granderson, who's been terrific tonight. No easy task for Mark to select his Shrewsbury Town man of the match, I fancy, this evening. There's been so many good performers. Ball forward up towards Collins. Clark's first touch looks for Lawrence on the left-hand side. Lawrence looking to make something happen. Challenged by Mikel, who gets a block in, and Shrewsbury will have a throw, and Demetrio will look to hurl it as long as he can. The ball boy, well educated, quickly on the scene with the towel once again, the youngster in the rain jacket. So drizzle continues to fall here. Shrewsbury, can they pull something exceptional out of the bag here to really get the greenhouse meadow rocking? Demetrio winding himself up for this long throw, delivered now towards Akpro, cleared at the near post by Drogba. Just hasn't been able to quite throw the ball far enough, has he, tonight, the left wing back? Yeah, needs to find another yard and a half on that throw, and it will be a prodigious weapon. It's just not quite there at the moment. Here's a great tweet, by the way, from Gary Lineker, footballing legend. I'll read it to you. Enjoyable cup tie. Shrewsbury doing the lower leagues proud, playing decent football and giving Chelsea a good run for their money, or rubles I should say. That's lovely, isn't it? Someone like Gary Lineker taking the trouble to tweet such a nice comment about Shrewsbury Town. It is. I mentioned at half-time Phil Brown had said on 5 Live that on the first half performance you wouldn't have been able to tell who was the Premier League team and who wasn't. Stan Collingwood's been on praising Shrewsbury. They're putting themselves on the footballing map a little bit, this team tonight. They are indeed. Still only 1-0 to Chelsea. Christensen backheel into his own half to Zuma, Mikel, and now Chelsea keep the ball on the far side with Filipe Luis, the Brazilian international, one of 2 Brazilian internationals in the Chelsea starting 11, and another one on the bench in Willian, who we might see at some stage. Salah for Chelsea, overdoes it. Town could nick it away here, and a foul. Oh, it's gone the other way actually. It seemed to be a foul on Knight Percival on Drogba. But referee Swarbrick from Lancashire decrees that should be a Chelsea free kick instead. 18 minutes to go. Can Town pull something out of the bag here and force extra time? And if they do, the roof will come off this Greenhouse Meadow Stadium. Every chance of that happening, at least. Yeah, it certainly would, wouldn't it? It's one of those where you think 18 minutes to go, there will be an opportunity at some point. Can Town take it when it comes? Chelsea free kick. Ake rolls it square to Filipe Luis, who might think about the shot some 30 yards out. Closed down quickly by Clark, and Chelsea go back into their own half. Zuma
to Christensen. Chelsea just letting the ball do the work once again. Town have got plenty of men back behind the ball. The ball is knocked in towards Schürrle. He hasn't really looked like a World Cup winner tonight, I must say, against League 2 opposition. Feather and Shrewsbury's capped that massively. And Shrewsbury will have a free kick, which they take short towards the outstanding youngster Woods. Goes short to Nye Percival. Nye Percival for the Town. Dinks it forward towards Akpa Akpro. Well won in the air by Christensen, but now Lawrence towards Akpa Akpro. He might be running out of a bit of steam. Is it time for Mangan, the man who knocked out Premier League Leicester earlier in this excellent League Cup run that Shrewsbury Town have enjoyed? 17 to go. BBC Shropshire. Town 0, Chelsea 1. In the FA Cup qualifying round replay at the Buckshead, Telford 1 up still on Speddymore. Mike Grogan, the Telford scorer there. Chelsea with John Obi Mikel. Hasn't given the ball away tonight, hasn't been too adventurous in his pass selection. But he should say it was a holding midfielder, a shield just in front of the back four. There he is again. Back to Zuma. And now Salah. Salah closed down by Demetrio. MK Dons 1, Sheffield United 0 in the League Cup. Benica Phoebe for the penalty spot. MK Dons second round conquerors of mighty Manchester United. Should be said, the United team put out that night at MK Dons was nowhere near as strong as the Chelsea team put out here by Mourinho at the Greenhouse Meadow, which is a real mark of respect, isn't it, for the Portuguese manager. Andy Mangan coming on, the man who scored that wonderful free kick to knock out Leicester City in round 2. And I'm a bit surprised Collins, who must have ran himself to a standstill. Collins coming off, and on comes Mangan.
Yeah, I think it's probably a case of fresh legs needed up front. Collins not the most mobile at the best of times. Mangan and Akpro will offer a bit more in behind, perhaps, if Shrewsbury can get a chance on the break. Mangan deserves his 15 minutes against Chelsea, having got that goal against Leicester though anyway.
Been really impressed with Collins tonight.
Yeah, he's done very well. He's always been an option in forward areas and held the ball up really well, which is crucial against a team who are always going to enjoy so much possession.
Schürrle gives it away. Grimmer looks for Akpa Akpro, can't quite find him. Here's Ake to the goal scorer, Drogba. His goal in the 48th minute, continuing to give Chelsea this slender 1-0 lead. Ake goes for the killer ball and gets it all wrong, and it sails through to the goalkeeper Luttweiler, who, apart from being beaten by that Drogba goal and one fantastic save from Schürrle's long ranger, has had very little to do. Mangan to Akpa Akpro. Is this the moment? Kale comes across to cover and scrambles it behind for a Shrewsbury corner. Some fans behind the goal were claiming a handball there against the England centre-half. Town corner, and Liam Lawrence will take it. Is this the moment? 14 to go. What a time this would be for Shrewsbury Town to get themselves an equaliser. Lawrence spotting the ball up. The central defenders have come forward again. Needs a good ball first and foremost. Lawrence delivers. Granderson glancing header. It's a free for all. It's an equaliser! Equaliser! And it's Mangan! Andy Mangan! Shrewsbury won! Chelsea won! Mangan beats Penacek! Who would have thought it? Sensational! Shrewsbury won! Chelsea won! Mourinho can't believe it!
And listen to that roar! Incredible! Mangan standing on the far post there to pick up the pieces, and it falls to him, swivels on his right, puts it in with his left. Tidy finish, and Town get reward for all of their hard work, for matching Chelsea for most of the 75 minutes of this game. Back level. Could we have extra time at the Meadow?
Dear me. Dear me. Well, I did a piece from Midlands Today ahead of the game, and they reminded me that tonight was my 1017th game covered for BBC Radio Shropshire. But in all of that time, I don't think I've got as excited about any Shrewsbury Town goal as that. Andy Mangan against the Premier League leaders, remember, who haven't lost anywhere for months and months. They keep clean sheet after clean sheet, but they won't keep a clean sheet at Greenhouse Meadow. Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 1. 13 minutes to go. This is fantasy football.
It is absolutely incredible. 13 minutes plus possibly an extra half an hour. fantasy stuff, isn't it? It's Roy of the Rovers stuff for Mangan. A goal against Leicester of the Premier League, a goal against Chelsea, leaders of the Premier League, and Mourinho is sending for reinforcements.
Isn't he just? Matic and Willian about to come on for Chelsea. Mourinho can't believe it. Here come Chelsea though. We've got a man over here, Philly Louise, and well covered, well claimed by the goalkeeper. What a game. Andy Mangan for Shrewsbury Town off the bench, and he's back with Leutwiler. Town 1, Chelsea 1.
Was it Grandison with the initial header, by the way? Again, an absolute mountain in both penalty areas. What a sensational game he's had, and Mangan is the fox in the box, isn't he, for Shrewsbury Town? And well, the dream lives on. What a cup run!
Here come Town again with Woods. They might win it here. Woods, Chelsea backing off. Good break for Demetrio. Chelsea are stunned. They're reeling. 1-1, and here come the subs. Matic and Willian coming on by Mourinho.
Salah off, Willian on. Matic is going to come on in midfield. The squad players are being withdrawn. The first team players are coming on. It's a defensive midfielder, John Obi Mikel. A like-for-like change with Matic, who is another huge athlete of a man. Fills out that yellow kit like nothing else. Unbelievable size of player, but Mourinho is having to throw some more big names up, like he didn't have enough out there to begin with.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. How many times am I going to use that word tonight? But it is. It's 1-1 at the Greenhouse Meadow. Andy Mangan at the Salop Leisure Stand end against Chelsea. Czech got nowhere near it. He'd only been on the field about 2 minutes, hadn't he, as well, when he scored. Lawrence's corner, Grandison head down, and Mangan swiveled and finished 1-1. Matic and Willian coming on as a sign that Mourinho is not impressed at all. 1-1. Here come Town with Woods to Demetrio. Demetrio for the Town, slips, loses out to Schürrle. Schürrle driving forward now. Here's Oscar. Oscar to Willian. Both of these players who have come on as a sub started at Old Trafford on Sunday. Willian whips the ball in towards Drogba. Oh, it's gone in! Did Drogba get a touch? I'm not sure. Ball whipped in. There might have been the slightest of touches for Drogba with 9 to go. And Chelsea back in front. Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 2.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. A couple of slips. One from Woods in midfield, one from Dimitri in midfield. Just opened up a little bit of space, and it was a devilish ball in from the left-hand side from Willian. I think it might have gone straight in if Drogba got a touch. He only got the slightest of touches. It's been given to Willian. I'm hearing in my ear. Heartbreaking stuff.
Oh, that's cruel, isn't it? It was a cross, wasn't it? It's ended up in the back of the net. Drogba's present enough to put off Leutwiler, seemingly.
Yeah, it was whipped in. They always say, don't they, aim for the far post, and any touch might just take it past the goalkeeper. That's exactly what Willian did. It was low, it was horrible to deal with. It was whipped in with pace and swerve, and Drogba in there just did enough to take the defenders out of the game and let it find a route past Leutwiler. So disappointing.
Well, Town were levelled for about 4 minutes. They've got to do it again here. Who's to say they can't? Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 2. And Mourinho's men have been in a game, haven't they, here?
I'm just hearing it might well have been an own goal credited to Grandison, which would be even more unfortunate given how well he's played tonight.
Oscar forward to Willian. Here's Willian again. Matic now for Chelsea. John Terry warming up for Chelsea. They want to send him on, maybe. And just tighten things up at the back. Few boos for the Chelsea captain as he warms up in front of the family stand at the Greenhouse Meadow. Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 2. Mangan equalising off the bench, but then Willian with his ball in from the left-hand side, which has gone straight in. 1-2. Terry being told to put on a pink bib as he warms up here. Matic, the Serbian international, been a standout player for Mourinho's side this season. Ake Short ball to Christensen. Mourinho will not want extra time. Grandison own goal, we're told. It's now gone down now. That's so tough on Jermaine, isn't it? Who's been impeccable tonight as well. Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 2 here at Greenhouse Meadow. Matic to Willian. Chelsea keep the ball with Oscar. He has been absolutely outstanding, Grandison. They all have in blue and amber. 10,210 here. And they won't forget this in a hurry, that's for sure. Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 2. Chelsea have the ball with Matic, sent on to keep the ball, I'm sure, by Mourinho. Here's Willian, whose cross created that own goal from Grandison. Just sneaked in the corner, didn't it, at the net? Almost in slow motion, the ball went in. So disappointing. Having worked so hard to get back on level terms. But Town have to have that belief. They've scored once. Who can say they can't do it again? It's 2-1 Chelsea. Mourinho doesn't look overly happy, does he? Pacing around inside his technical area, the Chelsea manager. Here's Cahill for Chelsea. Whips it out to the near side, and Christensen. A 2-1 Chelsea lead. And here's Aki. Mourinho getting a bit more animated now on the sidelines. This is too tight for comfort for him, isn't it, I'm sure. Philippe Luis gives it to Willian. Running at Grimmer. Willian, which way is he going to go? Fulham 2, Derby 3. Simon Dawkins for Derby, who were 2-0 down at Craven Cottage. Now they're 3-2 up. Here's Willian again. Ball played in towards the penalty area. It's away from Schürrle. And Ludweiler comes and claims and throws it out to Mickey Demetrio. 6 minutes to go. BBC Shropshire, Town 1, Chelsea 2. Demetrio. Ball forward. In wins Shrewsbury a throw deep into Chelsea territory. Telford 2-0 up on Spennymoor in the FA Cup qualifying round replay. Mike Grogan is second of the night. Chelsea on their way to either Telford on their way to either Basingstoke or Harrow in the first round proper. Shrewsbury go to Walsall a week on Saturday, by the way. Town throw midway inside the Chelsea half. Demetrio to Nye Percival. Moves it square to Goldson. Here's Nye Percival once again. Lifts the ball forward to Akpro. Looks to turn foul surely by Zuma. Nothing given. And Christensen brings the ball away for Oscar. Oscar looks for Schürrle. But some of these overseas players in the Chelsea side cannot believe that this is, in Albany, a 4th division team they're playing against tonight.
You don't get this in any other country, do you? So competitive right the way down the leagues. A professional 4th division and the sort of quality Town have shown today will have stunned one or two of these Chelsea players, and Town should be very, very proud of their efforts.
Good tackle from Grimmer on Philippe Luis. Chelsea throw adjacent to the edge of the 18-yard box as they come forward, looking to put this game to bed. Farrell's got a third for Telford, 3-0. They lead Spennymoor now, having scored those late goals in the replay in the first game up in the northeast on Saturday. Town 1, Chelsea 2 here in the League Cup 4th round. What an effort from Shrewsbury Town. Here's Willian, who made Chelsea's second goal, which we think was an own goal by Grandison. Oscar for the yellow-shirted visitors. Oscar uses Schürrle. Now back with Aki, who's an industrious midfield player. Got a bit about him, hasn't he? Big future for the Dutch of the 21 international. Matic in the centre circle. Square ball to Philippe Luis. Holds the ball up, and Matic again. Hasn't given it away, has he, since coming on? 4 minutes to go. Willian to Oscar. 3 Brazil internationals out there playing against League 2 Shrewsbury at the moment. Incredible. Here's Willian. Philippe Luis. Chelsea keep the ball once again. It's looking to take the sting out of it. Town can't get a kick at the moment. Fulham 2, Derby 4 in the League Cup. Cahill in the left back position. Sends it back to Petr Cech. Liverpool 0, Swansea 1. Marvin Emnes with a late goal for the Swans at Anfield as Grandison chests it down in the centre circle. Woods. Square ball to Grimmer. 3 minutes to go. Town 1, Chelsea 2. Jordan Clark wins Shrewsbury Town a throw on the right hand side. Grimmer will take it. Here's Woods, who's been terrific. Get Mark Sorts on his man of the match in a moment. Here's Woods still. Woods with the instep. Good looking ball in. Headed over by Akpa Akro. Good ball from Woods, and Akpa Akro couldn't keep it down. Goal kick for Chelsea. Who's your man of the match, Mark?
It is Ryan Woods. I'm loath almost to single out one player, because I think 1-11 Town have been sensational. Own goal or not, Jermaine Grandison's been wonderful at the back. He has gone toe-to-toe with Drogba and done brilliantly. And you could go through the team one by one, I won't, but Woods has looked so comfortable in the company he's been keeping tonight. He's been fantastic.
Well, Czech uncharacteristically just hacks it out of play for a Shrewsbury throw. Still time. Andy Mangan has shown that Shrewsbury can score against Chelsea. The substitute. Long ball forward by Goldson. Akpa Akro. Lawrence well forward here. Gets the ball on the left-hand side, turns the ball in. Underneath, Czech's bar, is it all just over? Not a bad effort though from Lawrence. Czech back-pedalling, had it covered. It will be a goal kick to Chelsea with 2 minutes to go. Shrewsbury 1, Chelsea 2. BBC Radio Shropshire. Town fans, have your say afterwards. Let us know what you've made of what you've seen and what you've heard here tonight. Get in touch, 81333, 81333. Make sure you begin your text messages with the word Shrop. Town 1, Chelsea 2. John Terry still warming up. Is he going to come on? Eden Hazard having a stretch as well, alongside him, the Belgian midfield maestro.
Look what Mickey Miller's done here, by the way. He's thrown Jermaine Grandison up front. Who on earth thought that with 89 minutes on the clock, Town would be so close in this game as to be throwing Grandison up to try and get an equaliser?
What a story it would be if Grandison could score at both ends. 2-1 Chelsea lead. Town go back to Ludweiler. Sheffield United late equaliser at MK Dons in the League Cup. One apiece there. Long ball from back to front towards Grandison, playing as a makeshift centre forward. Here's Grimmer on the scene, coming forward from right wing back. A challenge comes in from Willian, and Shrewsbury will have a throw. Willian has stayed down. Chelsea want to get the physio on. Town fans don't like it. They think Willian's playing for time here, trying to run down the clock. If he is, what a massive backhanded compliment to Shrewsbury Town here.
3 minutes of added time, 3 minutes for Shrewsbury Town to try and find something amazing. And I think Willian is probably playing for time, and Town absolutely deserve that sort of compliment. A throw in, it's going to be a long throw in, and will there be one more chance? 3
minutes of added on time to be played at Greenhouse Meadow. Town 1, Chelsea 2. Town have the ball in the centre circle with Knight Percival. Long ball forward. Grandison with a good flick. Could break towards Akpa Akro, and out comes Czech. And Czech claims, what a contest we've had here. That was a fear, wasn't it, that Chelsea might run away with it? Not a bit of it though.
I doubt Jose Mourinho will have, in all of the wins his team have racked up this season, I don't think they've lost anywhere yet, will have been given as competitive a night as Town have given them today, in terms of the physical and the battle, the desire that they've shown has been tremendous. They've been utterly brilliant.
They have indeed. Willian to Drogba. Schürrle makes a darting run inside Dimitrio, and he might be in here. Schürrle up against Dimitrio, twisting and turning. Still Schürrle over the top. Well, that's good, isn't it? 3-1, but a flatter Chelsea, that's for sure. Goal kick Shrewsbury Town, and Ludweiler wants to get the ball forward as quickly as he possibly can here.
Yeah, and they're going to bring on Eden Hazard just to waste a bit of time, Chelsea, and yet another international, yet another world-class player to add to the list that have appeared at the Greenhouse Meadow tonight.
Lawrence, he's got Mangan away there. Well stuffed out by Christensen, who's had a decent game actually, the young Dane, playing right back for Chelsea tonight. Drogba, challenged by Woods. Drogba head down. Strength from the Ivorian. Woods giving him not a moment's respite though. What a player this boy is, Woods. Look at him, snapping away at Drogba, and in the end he wins Shrewsbury Town a throw. He had no right to win that ball there, young Woods.
I hope there aren't too many scouts at the ground tonight, because there might be one or two clubs preparing a few bids for Ryan Woods in January. He's been that good, and Drogba goes down again to buy a bit of time, and Hazard will come on for Oscar for the dying seconds of this one.
Will he have time to get on actually? Yes, he will. Hazard for Oscar. Those two players with combined transfer fees of what? In excess of £70 million. That's the sort of opposition the Town have ran so close tonight.
Well, how many times could you buy Shrewsbury Town? And I mean the whole club over the £70 million? Probably a fair few. And that shows the gulf between these two clubs. But the gulf hasn't been quite as well, hasn't been nearly as wide on the pitch.
Well, the ball is back with Leutwiler. Chelsea fans partying, they think their team have done enough. They're 2-1 up, Chelsea. An own goal from Granderson giving them the lead. Here's Grimmer. Is there what chance? Grimmer though runs into danger here. Ball taken off him by Philippe Louise, who looks for Eden Hazard. Good clearance from Connor Golson. Look at the players Chelsea have sent on tonight. Hazard, Matic, Willian. They'd walk into just about any other Premier League team and any team in the world probably, even including Real Madrid and Barcelona, a lot of those guys. Chelsea have a throw just inside the Shrewsbury half, deep into stoppage time. What a run Shrewsbury have had in the League Cup this year. Chelsea with a throw, dealt with by Grimmer. Drogba for Chelsea on the left-hand side, twisting and turning with Woods, who wins that duel again. Town can't clear. Here's Hazard. Plays the ball into Schürrle, 20 yards from goal. Schürrle wants to go to the corner flag and just try and get the game won. Demetrio goes with him all the way, and it's all over. And Shrewsbury's wonderful League Cup run comes to an end. A warm handshake between Jose Mourinho and Mickey Mellon.